Yo, what is going on, guys? Eli here, and today I've got a pretty awesome story to tell you guys. And you probably already know since looking at the title and from the shirt that I am wearing, this is how I got my job at Footlocker. So I'm going to go over a few things in this video. Firstly, from when I wasn't employed at Footlocker, when I was going to the interviews and how I actually got that chance to get the interview, and also some things that you guys maybe can apply if you're trying to get a job at Footlocker or any job really. So I'm really excited to get into this. So let's start before I got hired at Footlocker. Also, the kind of like the interview process and some things that you guys can also do to boost your chances of getting hired. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. So I was actually 20 years old when I was looking to get back into the full-time industry. I actually had worked 2 years after school in a real estate industry at Century 21, which was really amazing. Shortly after that, I went overseas for a few months with my family. And when I got back, I was just doing casual work. So I actually did Uber Eats with my my little car, and I was doing deliveries all day, which was actually pretty good. I was making some decent coin off that, but then, you know, tax comes around, it's no fun. I was also working at a hotel called Very Central. That was amazing. Shout out everyone that I worked with there. That was such a fun time. At this point, I wasn't a crazy sneakerhead. I really wasn't. I had a couple pair of Air Maxes. I was starting to get into basketball, so some sneaker knowledge was coming from that, just from overhearing a couple of mates talking about it. But not the biggest sneakerhead. Definitely not what you see right here. None of that existed, none of it. I had Converse, some Vans, and that was about it. So after kind of getting, you know, annoyed with some of the jobs I was working, because I was just casual and like I was getting really tired of it, and I was 20 years old, I wanted to start doing something I was kind of passionate about, which in my mind at the time was managing. I really wanted to go into that, and I thought I had the sales experience covered because obviously been in real estate before. So what I was doing is walking around places looking for assistant manager roles or manager roles. I was just going to jump right into the deep end. I had some strong references from my past jobs, and I was just looking to get right into it. So I actually was walking around one day at Westfield Miranda, which is my local Westfield, and I saw a sign which I had never saw before on the Footlocker window, and it was actually looking for a assistant manager. So I was like, what the hell, that's mad. Because that Footlocker had been there for quite a while. I actually remember going when I was way younger and ordering some shoes in, and that was the first time I got my first like pair of shoes. It was crazy explosive, some Adidas basketball shoes. Actually so funny. That was so expensive. I think my mum paid like 280 bucks. So that was a rip. Where was my damn 10% discount? That was ridiculous. So I actually went into the store, and there was a big freaking dude behind the counter, and that is my guy, Dom. Yo, shout out my guy Dom. Thank you so much for everything you did for me. So my guy Dom, we had a chat, we just started talking. If you guys are looking to get a job at Footlocker, don't go in there and just like instantly start like asking around for a job and doing all that stuff. It's kind of annoying, honestly. If you get to know someone that's working in there just by like sharing your passion, which I'm sure you're passionate about if you're already looking at this, about shoes, sharing your passion with one of the employees, kind of getting to know them, maybe buying some stuff there might help. You know, it can honestly boost your chances so much because they already kind of know your character, and they know who you are. So I went in there and I had a chat to Dom, my guy Dom, who is one of my closest friends now. He's a freaking legend. And I had a chat to him, and I already knew one of the girls there. I'm just gonna use my guy Dom's name because I don't wanna disclose any other names, because just for privacy reasons, obviously. So I got chatting with him, and I got chatting with some of the other guys and just getting to know them and kind of showing my face like once a week around there. And then I was just asking him, like I kind of mentioned it, that I was looking for work. And he said, you know, he asked me, oh, do you have a resume, and drop it in. At the time, I think he was just like standing down from 2IC, because he was a relief 2IC for a little while, and he might have been, I think it was casual, but he was doing a ton of hours, which is why they needed a 2IC to take over that, because there was a lot of responsibility on him. So it kind of was like the perfect thing. It just worked out so perfectly because I was really manifesting it. I really, really wanted it to happen. And it was kind of like, I don't know, something different between all the other jobs I applied for. And I just kind of felt really drawn to it. And Footlocker is just mad. So who doesn't want to work there? So I came back, I had a little chat with Dom and a couple of other guys there, and the girl I worked with as well. So the manager kind of was aware that there was this guy floating around because they talked to her obviously after. Big shout out my manager. Thank you for hiring me. So I came back another time when the manager was there. My guy Dom actually told me when she'd be working next. So it's really, really handy. If you're not going to speak to the manager, try and speak to someone as close to the manager, like the 2IC or a full-timer. Footlocker only hires full-timers, and then you have your full-timer, your 2IC, and then your manager. And you also have casuals. So try and talk to the manager, full-timer or 2IC, and you'll be sweet. Just kind of get to know them. In this case, Dom's such a friendly person and really approachable, really nice to talk to, so he was happy to help me out, and we kind of just hit it off. We have kind of similar humors, so yeah, it went really well, to be honest. And you kind of just want to not be awkward, kind of be yourself, and also kind of dress up with some sneakers, because if you're walking in a Footlocker and you've got some sick kicks on your feet, you know, they're gonna ask you about them, so it's an easy way to talk to, you know, the employees working at Footlocker. Like every single time I see someone with some nice shoes on, I just go berserk. I start looking at them like making a scene. So I always love seeing someone with some heat on coming to the store. It's pretty mad. So he had a chat to them. So I came back another day when the manager was actually working, and we just started talking, and it was going really well. And she already kind of saw my resume from Dom handing it to her. And it was funny because I planted this fat picture of me in a suit from when I worked in real estate. And it's so, like, it's a little bit, you know, it's a little bit douchey, but your boy had to do it. I chucked on a mad photo of me in a suit on my resume. You know, it's a bit douchey, but what can you do, man? It stands out. Honestly, I've looked at so many resumes as I've hired people as well with my manager in the future, you know, from this point on. But, you know, it's crazy. Like, as soon as you see that photo, it's like different. It's like, oh, what the hell? Like, what am I meant to think about this? But it's cool to put a face to the resume sometimes. But also, it's really important if you're going to hand a resume and to kind of like follow up and come through. So that's kind of what I was doing after I handed my resume in with Dom. I came and had a chat to the manager at the time. And yeah, it was kind of it just went really well. Just be yourself, guys. Like, I was being myself and just being really nice and just keen. I was just really, really, really excited to get started. Like, I don't know, it was just weird. Like, I manifested the job so much. Like, I could just already see myself working there, and I didn't even think it was like not gonna happen. I was just so keen to just get into it. I know that sounds like a way to get yourself you know, disappointed easily, but you know, I was just all about this job. So in the end, it did, you know, it did kind of work out. So I was really happy with that. So after having a chat with the manager and, you know, kind of getting familiar with all the guys there on the third visit, I believe it was, I had an interview scheduled. So it was so good. I was like, yes, this is awesome. We literally, she was looking at my resume, she did comment on the photo, which was really funny. And we just set a time then and there, and that's how it happened. So once I got to that point, because they were already looking for a 2IC. This might be a little different when you're doing casuals. Obviously, I think casuals is a little easier, to be honest, but it is kind of hard in Australia to get into the Footlockers because a lot of them already have their casuals. But man, if it's Christmas time, that is your time to strike, guys. Christmas casuals get gobbled up, like straight up, and if you're good, they will keep you around and you can just become part of the Footlocker family. So it's pretty mad. And many times when you stop working as Christmas casual, if you're good and we need a casual, you get brought back. So it's pretty awesome. So yeah, we had a chat, and it's really important to hit it off with the manager, and, you know, make sure you listen, guys. That's what I was trying to do my best at. Just listen and engage. You want to look at them in the eye. You want to like have good body language and just, you know, have a good chat. So that's exactly what was happening with my manager and also the rest of the crew there. It was just good vibes. At that point and at that time with that whole crew, there was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of people moving in and out, untrained people. It was all crazy. So the store was a little tiny bit crazy. So anyways, back onto the story. I rock up to the interview. Now, I thought my manager said 11:30, but apparently it was 10:30. So I full on was like, I'm coming 20 minutes early, which I really suggest you guys do come early, 15, not too early, because this is annoying. You're kind of like sitting around and it's like, oh, what the hell, I didn't plan for that. I came 20 minutes early, 15 minutes early, and I rock up and manager's there, and she's like, why are you late? Oh yeah, she said, why are you late? She didn't text me before. And I was like, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? And I was like, absolutely like kind of taken back. I was like, what? How can I be late? This is my interview. I've been looking forward to this moment for a week. So, you know, it was just a little tiny miscommunication. I didn't have the resume with the time on it, and I just jotted down in my diary when I was there the wrong time. So that is a little bit of a bad start, but you know, if you're just funny about it and have a laugh, and hopefully you can have a manager with a bit of a sense of humor. Now, I dressed up in a button-up shirt, had an like this kind of like, it's not, I know what orange and blue, it sounds really out there, but it's really not. It's like a really nice kind of plain button-up shirt. I had a nice pair of jeans on, and I had some Chelsea boots, which, to be honest, I wouldn't wear it if I was looking back, because like that's too overdressed. I would have worn some like like some Tech Fleece Runner pants, nice like a jumper, and some Jordans or Yeezys or something like that. That is mad. I'll wear that. Like, I like that. I don't know why I dressed up like that, but I was taking it pretty seriously, and I just wanted to look presentable, and your boy looked presentable. So the interview went bloody mad. Actually, I'll quote my manager. She said, "Did someone give you the answers to these questions beforehand?" Which actually made me like nearly tear up. It was so funny because I was just like, the questions were just really relatable, because I'd been around a sales experience with real estate for pretty much all my time after school, and up until that point I was just selling. So I've just always been about sales, and I just smashed the questions, and it's all about customer service and KPIs, and it's really, really easy, guys, to be honest. Like, you just need to know about how to serve someone and be nice, you know, following up, keeping the store looking good, and you have KPIs, which are key performance indicators. Make sure you know what that is, because it's quite important. KPIs drive a lot of businesses, and without KPIs, you know, you have no goals, you kind of like don't know what you're doing all day, and you know, you might fall flat on your face when you're running a business. So it's really important to have that kind of thing. So the interview went very well. And yeah, it was just mad. And that's kind of what you want to have. You don't want to go into a job with a manager that's kind of like, that just hates their job, and they just hate everything, and it's no good. I was really, really lucky in that case, and so I'm really, really appreciative. So that's kind of like where that happened. And after, she said I had to do a like a test thing. Now, this test you have to do online, in Australia at least, is honestly like kind of confusing. Actually, no, I did the test before I went to the interview. Now, just a tip, guys, with this test, it's the same questions like asked throughout the test. So make sure you know what you answered before, because that's how you kind of get scaled as well. That's one big tip to keep in mind. They just ask it, but they jumble it up, and it makes it a little bit hard for you to remember what you actually answered, but just kind of like, I don't know, maybe low-key write it down, or you know, just remember. And when I actually had the job of hiring people as well, it does go from the highest percentages down to the lowest. We did look into about like the 75, maybe 65 range, but anything below that really just didn't get looked at, because they didn't have good, strong resumes either. So good resume, guys. Just some tips. I know this is off topic, but just some tips, because I was hiring people as well. Like, I was looking through resumes and picking candidates, calling people. Have a good resume, clean resume, easy to read. Don't make it 4 pages, please. Don't do that. 1 to 2 pages, make it super clean, make it easy to read, super simple, like dot point form. In my opinion, for a job like that, it's quite good. It's just great. It makes my life easier. And yeah, just have your main points on there, what you like doing, and your previous job history if you have some. And that's just a little tip for you guys, inside tip. Now, the test, like I said, it takes a long time too. It's like a freaking 1 hour test. I just sat on my lunch break from the bar, because I worked at a local pub as a bartender and a waiter before I got the job full time. And I was also working, like I said, at Very Central. Shout out to those guys. Make sure you have time to sit down and do the damn test, because it needs to be done before you go for your interview. So after the interview, my manager told me that I was going to get a phone call, whether I got it or not. And this gave me insane heart palpitations. I was so keen to get this job. I almost came off too pushy. So be careful, guys. I know you guys can be keen, but don't come off naggy. If you call your manager, if you call them 3 times a week to ask you, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a big turn off. You're gonna look really desperate and not good. It's a big warning for that. Just one call, or you know, pop into the store and see how's everything going, because you know, managers can be very, very busy, guys. Like it's a bit of a process, so give it 1 to 2 weeks. You know, keep looking for other stuff, obviously, if that doesn't work, which is what I did, but I was really, really hoping that that job would come through. And after I spoke to her 2 more times, one in store, I came to say hello and trying to check up. And also I called a couple days after that to see what's going on. I think at that point I annoyed her, but I was just really, really keen to get into the workforce and start working full time on something that I kind of really wanted to do, which was managing. It wasn't the sales thing. I'd already done sales. Like I sold off the plan apartments, and I worked for a really pretty big company in Century 21, which was really fun. But I wanted to kind of manage people and build a team. That was kind of my next goal, what I wanted to know on how to do and learn. So I was just really, really wanting it. So after like 2 weeks, I think it was, I was like, bruh, this freaking sucks. I'm not getting this job. This is what the hell's going on? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. My manager gave me some hints that I was gonna get it, but nothing confirmed, and it just made me even more like, I don't even know how to explain it, like annoyed, but at the same, not at her, but like just at the situation, like just give me the yes, please. Oh man. But after 2 weeks, I was driving my girlfriend Rose, shout out Rose for all the support, and I was just driving and I got a phone call and I was like, I looked at Rose and Rose looked at me, and I was like driving after getting home from work, and I was like, oh, and then we picked up the phone and I think she made a joke. I think she said I didn't get it. No, she said something funny. She trolled me, but it was good. She said I got the job after all. And yeah, she actually just said, you've been accepted and your application is successful. And I was like, holy shit. And man, I was like beaming. I was like, holy crap. I was like, yes, yes, yes. Oh man, I was happy. That was such a good moment. Holy crap. So yeah, guys, honestly, when you get that phone call and you get the job, it's like, you just want to do a freaking backflip. I was driving, so I wasn't about to do that, but I felt like it. So I got the phone call, I went in, we just scheduled a day. You want to be as free as possible, guys. If you are casual and you want to go into this job, you need to be as free as possible. Okay, it's really, really important because you've got Thursday night, late night shopping, you've got Saturday, Sunday stuff. You want to be as free as possible. It's really easy to roster you that way. So if your availabilities are all the time, literally perfect. If you got to work at 3 a.m., go to damn work at 3 a.m. Just a joke. But man, that phone call was just like, what a change of events, man. I hadn't worked full time for nearly, well, I think it was a year at that point. And it was the craziest time to get full time there, man. It was insane. The store was a little crazy, and it was going into Christmas. I think it was in November, and I had never been an assistant manager before, so I was like, holy shit, I had to learn a brand new sales program. You know, my guy Dom, oh my God, thank you, bro. Thank you for teaching me all that stuff, and same with my manager. And like, damn, even all the guys are casually working there, you guys are legends. They helped me out with some stuff. Even though it was a little crazy, a little hectic going into a 2IC position, never being a 2IC before. But if you guys are just like looking to get into it casually, it's really chill. But every work environment's different. So it just depends on where the business is at the time. But yeah, that's pretty much my story of how I got into Footlocker, and you know, how I got my job. I was really, really lucky, and I think a lot of things just kind of aligned for me. It's just like, it's really, really fun working at Footlocker. Like, I've worked there for like, I've done 2 Christmas periods now, so nearly 2 years I've nearly been there, and it's just been insane. Like, it's just been lots of fun, and it's really important to work with people that you enjoy working with. You guys, you see these people more if you're working full-time like me than your family, so it's really important you get along with them. So shout out all my Footlocker team. Like, you guys are amazing, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. My manager, you know who you are. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Shout out my guy Dom. And if you guys have some questions, I probably rambled on. I'm not a very good storyteller, but if you guys have questions, I'm more than damn happy to answer them. And if you guys want to know, you know, tips on getting a job at Footlocker or getting a job anywhere in general, if this video gets like, I don't know, maybe like 100 comments or something like that, like people actually wanting to know how to get a job at Footlocker and like the inside tips and whatnot from what I knew after getting the job and what I took from actually hiring people, I'll give you everything you need to know in a video. So if you get 100 comments on this damn thing, people actually wanting to know, I'll do a video like that. But if you have any questions, just leave them down below. I will get back to them. And if you haven't already subscribed to your boy, do that now and like the video. This has been insane, this journey over the past couple of months. It's just getting busier with everything, and the YouTube channel is growing, so thank you guys all. I'm really happy you guys are learning as well, which is mad. And I hope you like the story of how I got my job at Footlocker. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So until next Tuesday, I will see you then, and big love to you guys. Thank you so much for showing support, and I'll see you then. Peace.